No.
I probably should look in the mirror before I go live.
Play.
All right.
Where the heck is Dorothy and Nancy
Where's
and
everybody at?
Sue?
And Sue and Jeff and everybody. I feel like the romper. What's that romper room thing? Remember? I see dying. Yeah. I
Oh
know.
my goodness. Captain Kangaroo.
Yes, that too. Well, hello everybody and welcome. I'm Tammy and Lance. We are Trinity Healing Team. If you're watching on the replay, welcome. This is our tribe. We're a little short, a little shy of people tonight. We've been off for 2 weeks on vacation, so it's always slow getting everybody back in the swing of things. So welcome everybody. And Clay, I just want to say, dude, you look like a different person. Haven't seen you for a few weeks, but you look great, buddy. It's awesome. You can see the inflammation coming down out of you. So you've lost it and I found it. So we're all good. All right. So we're gonna go into a little bit of how we did on vacation. We jumped ship a little bit. We had our girls come down and surprise us. So we had a few indulgences that we weren't planning on, and it's okay. It's one of those, we took a few days and relaxed it up a little bit. But the lessons I learned in those couple days, we had ice cream twice, and I had a pasta night one night with my girls and blew up like a blowfish. My rings are too tight, my clothes are too tight, my blood pressure's up, my heart rate is up. My feet are swelled. My ankles look like I was pregnant. And all those things happened within just a few days of, oh, good. Dorothy's coming. Just a few, hey, Dorothy, glad you made it, hon. I'm telling them what a disaster I became really quick on vacation. Just a few days. So the lesson that I learned in that is, seriously, I mean, it was just ice cream. We had ice cream 2 different times. We ate at a Italian restaurant, but it came out one of those little hoity-toity pasta servings. I mean, it wasn't like it was a big plate full of pasta or anything. It was just this little serving of it. And what else did we do? There was something else. Pasta. I don't know.
Other than that, no, that
It was just crazy how fast my rings got too tight. I'm bloated. My ankles are swelled up. My shoes were too tight. My pants were too tight. Everything just became obnoxious again. And it was just that annoying feeling that nothing was comfortable. My ankles literally looked like I was pregnant. I mean, it was crazy how fast. And it was just that great reminder of, wow, that is what happens on 2 or 3 cheap moments, or treats, or whatever you want to call it. And it was just a rude awakening of, my daughter said, Mom, are you always going to have to live like this and do this? And it's like, pretty much until this changes. Absolutely. So it's one of those, it was a great teaching moment. It's a great learning lesson. And I don't want to feel like that ever again. I mean,
yes, the stove was hot.
The stove was hot and I touched it.
Still.
So Lance ate his body weight in ice cream, and we
had the two when we chose to do it twice.
Once wasn't enough.
I made sure I had enough for a while.
We seriously both felt like we had a hangover the next morning, though.
Yes.
So I'll have to show you the picture of Lance laying on the park bench where he looks like he had a hangover.
Yeah,
and
she had to get me at my finest.
So it's a sugar hangover. It was an ice cream moment, and it was just that, but the lesson, the takeaway in it is, yep, we need to do it. You don't get to jump ship. So good thing we only go on vacation once or twice a year, and shoot some cleanup now. We'll be on our way. So that's awesome. So come on in, Diana. Come in and check in. Give us some good news. Tell us how you're doing, what you're up to, and how you're feeling.
Well, I am doing pretty good. I'm finding out that my 62-year-old body does not like working at a grocery store as much as my 20-some-year-old body did. I did it years ago.
Right?
Ever, but
yep.
Like, holy cow. But I mean, I enjoy it, but and I'll push through it. I don't really want to give it up unless something major happens, but I mean, I can grin and bear it with the best of them, but
it is hard. It's hard when our bodies don't let us do the things that we're used to doing and want to do.
Oh, man.
But I love the fact that you're pushing through it and using it as exercise, using it as mobility and building muscle. And
absolutely,
it's still a win. So
just picking up some of that stuff, that I have to bring through the checkout. It's like, my gosh, I'm a
Right.
weakling.
Right.
But,
I went to the butcher today and picked up a whole ham for Thanksgiving or Christmas or whatever. They had them out fresh at the butcher. Picked that baby up, and then a big old thing of pork belly. And he's like, "Can you get that?" And I'm like, I'm getting it, whether I can.
you
But
see, I like some of them 90-year-old people that come through the line. Let me help you. No, no, no. I got it. Okay.
I got it. We're good. Doesn't matter that the shoulders don't work, but I'm gonna do this one way or the other.
Yeah.
Good job, Diana. We're
Yeah,
proud of you.
it's I mean, I told you the other day, but I've had like what to me is a miracle with my sleep because I'm sleeping 7, 8, 9 hours a day. I mean, I took that supplement for like 30, 40 days and I ran out and I thought, let's see if I could sleep. And it's like maybe it must have retrained my brain how to sleep or something because I don't even know what to think. This morning, I mean, my alarm went off at like 6:15 and I was like ready to get out of bed and go. And that's not me. Let me tell you. I'm like, nope, I don't want to get up.
Yes, please. Sorry, our dog's gonna go next now. Somebody must be here.
But it seems like it's like all of a sudden something's changing, something's shifting, or I mean, it's like my taste buds, unbelievable. I never in my life thought I could drink unsweet tea, but I can. And this morning, well, I've been trying to stop drinking coffee, but this morning I took like 2 drinks of the coffee and it was like, yeah, oh, this don't even taste good. I don't want it. So I don't know what's going on, but I like it.
What supplement were you taking?
It was something Dr. Andrew Huberman recommended. It's mostly magnesium. It's the magnesium what is that? Thenate or whatever, the good one that Dr. Boz says to get, the Magtine or whatever. And it's got apigenin and the other one is L-theanine.
And sometimes, you know
I
what? I
don't
think it's just
my doctor was like, "You what? You slept 9 hours with that? Seriously?" And obviously, he goes, I think I'm gonna get some of that." And she's about the same age, and I think she's having some of the menopause issues too. But
right. But you know what? When you find that little tweak of what your body's missing and wanting, and you get it, good for you for turning that sleep around because that sleep is what's going to matter as far as making ketones and keeping your body moving forward while you're working through this healing phase. So sleep is so important to everything that we do. So, good for you for getting that deep sleep. And hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it and keep going. Just keep doing it.
yeah, well, I'm not. I mean, if I have trouble again, I might take it, but apparently, I don't need it right now. So
You're doing good. Let your body do its job. It's
Yep.
perfect. Yeah, you got this. Good job, Diana. Come on in, Dorothy. Come say hi. Check in and tell.
Hello. I'm doing good. I'm doing my well, I did eat something extra today, but the pork belly and eggs. So my numbers this morning, I think my Dr. Boz ratio was 63. Yeah. 63. My glucose was 71 and my ketones were 1.1. So I thought that was a cake. I was fixing to hurt him.
Look
No,
what we.
we just got an egg delivery.
Those
I
are beautiful.
I love it when we get fresh stuff delivered.
60.
Last
eat
couple
all
days.
those you took to Florida with you?
We went through all those hell before we got home.
Who do you
Wow.
get? Who do you get yours from, Tammy?
Monner's right down the street here from me. I get them whoever has them available. That's where I get 'em.
Well, that's what I'm trying to figure out. I don't know. My lady, well, because it's getting winter, chickens
Right.
don't want to lay eggs anymore.
right. Go on strike easy. So.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Dorothy. Sorry about that.
That's all right. My son-in-law's grandfather keeps me in a supply of eggs, but they go visit every Sunday. They live like an hour away, but they haven't been the last couple of Sundays. So I told my daughter today, I'm like, hey, I need some eggs. I need to go see Papa Sunday, but they can't because they're going to a wedding. So
Do you almost hit that panic moment of because I usually have 8 or 10 dozen up ahead, so I have them in the fridge, and the girls are stopping quicker this year, and we're running low, and it was just that moment of I hit panic mode of I don't want to go to the grocery store and buy eggs. They're yucky. They're gross.
I'm glad we run such a professional
Right. Sorry, guys.
session.
Glad we're all family.
I feel terrible.
well, not that you went off the rail, Tammy, but that makes me feel better in a sense because we've pretty much been doing big family trips or whatever every month, which is hard whenever you're
Mhm.
around other people who are saying, let's go get ice cream or let's go eat fried fish or whatever. So,
Yeah. And the
um,
first week we were there, we took our pork belly, we took the air fryer, we took the eggs, we took everything with us. We were set and prepped and ready to go. The first week
Yeah.
we were fine.
We did really
yeah,
good the first week. We really did. It wasn't until the second week where we fell off.
The girls showed up at the door, and it was just that moment of, I haven't had vacation with my girls for 12 years. So it was that moment of, and now, of course, they want to go back to all the things that we used to do on
yeah,
vacation.
yeah,
Like, and of course, these are the girls that don't do it with us. We got one set of
yeah,
family that does and one that don't. These were the
yeah.
ones that don't. And they're just like, oh, Claire, the first day, she's like,
One
man,
time won't hurt you.
right? One time's fine.
Well, yeah.
Can you make us pancakes? Can you make
Yeah.
So it
It
just,
throws us off.
Yeah,
Nana's blown up like a blowfish.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
just a reminder
But-
of how hard, how hard we work, how hard everybody works at that
Yeah.
stage. When you get to that point, man, I don't want to go off the rails too much further than what we did, because it's really going to be a struggle to get back on. I
yeah.
know mindset wise right now, it's going to be hard to get back in the groove where I was before I left 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, well, that was me because I went in on the camping trip for 30 days. We came home for 4, and then we went on the cruise. But I haven't had anything sweet tasting since last Wednesday, so I'm so proud of myself.
There you
And I have
go. Good
a
for
drawer
you.
full of chocolate in there, and I'm just like, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not
Good
gonna
for
do
you.
it this time.
Good.
So,
Good
It's
job.
not even the sweet, it's like with this week, we're trying to prioritize fats and proteins and just get
Right.
back on track. And it's, trying to get everything. It's like just cleaning everything else out. That's where we called for the eggs. It's like we got the eggs. I just went and got $100 worth of ham, eggs, and pork belly. It's like we are set. There's nothing else that needs in our fridge. We're
Yep.
good.
yeah, that's it.
It is.
But I'm doing great.
Good
Good.
for you, Dorothy.
You look great too. And you can see it in your face too. It's amazing how you can
Thank
see
you.
everybody's face changing. That's cool.
But that's a good mental for you. It's just, I was worried when you were going on that cruise and everything, but you set yourself up really well.
Yeah.
So
I
I'm
did
glad-
walk every day on the cruise, so actually came home and lost weight for the first time in my life.
Great.
Nice. Now that's a win.
Yeah, it was only a few pounds, but hey, if I didn't gain, I'm happy.
You didn't gain. That's all
Right.
that mattered.
So,
Nice work.
Good job.
Good job.
Good for you. You got that
Thank you.
smile on your face. It's awesome.
Thanks.
Yes. Come on in, Mike. Come check in. Welcome to our crazy gang. Welcome
Hello,
to the
Mike.
family.
Yeah, welcome to the family.
Sorry for
man.
the night to break you in, buddy.
Thank you.
Dog going berserk, egg delivery. I'm in my PJ pants still, so
Come on in. Tell us how your journey's going. What's going on?
Thanks. So I actually joined you a couple of times. I think it was before a surgery that you were having, Tammy, and then yeah, life's been a little crazy for me since then. But this time of year is really what I've noticed over the years is my worst time of the year. So my birthday is early October, and through the end of the year, through New Year's, that's when I tend to balloon, just eat horrible. I'm a sugar addict, and so
and all the good stuff comes out.
yeah.
Are you in a
And my
cold climate?
No, I actually am in Central California.
California.
Yeah,
Okay, so you
So,
can't even say
no-
you're snuggling in for the winter.
no, I used to live in Seattle though, so this time of year did bother me with the darkness and stuff too. But
Nice.
yeah, so I think we've been we did some vacationing for a while. We were in Scotland for a while and then came back, had a couple of weeks
Oh, wow.
around California, and really fell off the wagon at that point. I'd worked really hard last year, so I've been doing this a couple of years now. Had worked really hard last year, dropped 50 pounds,
Nice.
Good for
and
you.
then over since about summer have not since the early summer have not been as consistent as I'd like to be, and I've gained about 15 back. So just coming back and trying to say, okay, I need support.
Yeah.
I need I need a group like this that
we all do.
You come in your jammies for the night, and
Right.
Hey, we're as
Um,
real as it gets. Some days we're a hot mess, and some days
Yes.
we're on top of things, but most of the time we're hot
Yeah.
mess. But
Good.
but you know what? I hope the part that everybody takes away in that is it's real. The struggles are real, the wins are real. You know, we cheer each other along when we're doing great, and we pick each other up and kick us in the butt when we're doing bad. And it's just those things. But that's life.
Yeah,
That's
you'll see
that's reality.
the
You
ups
get
and the downs,
downs in it,
you
right?
know, so.
Yeah.
Good job. Mike, I'm glad you're here and welcome to the tribe. Get back in. I
Thank
hope you're
you.
over in the Facebook group too. Get over there. We got a huge support group over there there's somebody in there chatting all day long. So
All
you
right.
can get over there. Are
Bring
you
your
in that?
questions,
Are you in
struggles
that?
to that too.
Are you in our Facebook
Say it
group?
again. Yes, I am.
Okay.
I'm not one who loves Facebook, so I'm not on social media very often, but yes,
We're
I'm a
working on
part
it.
of the group already.
We do have some exciting things coming. So one thing, we just bought into a coaching platform that has its own community off of Facebook.
Wow.
So all
Okay.
my coaching people, we will put everybody over there, and then nobody gets through that gate that doesn't go through our process to get there.
It's a work in progress yet.
But what I didn't know when we bought into it, we have to build it. So I thought it was going to come over and be, hey, here it is and ready. No, we got to build it all. So that's a work in progress that's happening, but we're excited for it to be, because there's a lot of people and we understand the whole Facebook frustration, but right now it's a stepping stone. And
I think there's one thing in that Healthy Families support group over there that is really nice is the daily check-in.
yeah,
There's a lot of good information that goes on. People post their numbers, people post how they're doing, and you really get some good feedback through that. And I know Dorothy posts, Diana posts, Angel does, sometimes Clay does. A lot of people do. Sue Farrell does. Mon Morales, you'll see her there. She's doing fabulous. Just a lot of encouragement. So that's a daily encouragement for you.
just an accountability
Just
thing.
accountability check-in. Something to, throw your numbers out there if you want to, or just, say, hey, I'm struggling today, or hey, I'm doing really good today. Something like that. And that just gives you motivation. That's
There's
all.
always somebody to just keep this in mind. There's always somebody ahead of you that you can look up to, and there's always somebody behind you that you can help along. That there's every level over there, and we all fall into those levels up and down. One week we'll be doing great, and the next one it's like, all right, I'm struggling, I'm having a hard time. And the cool part of it is we don't delete those. And so you can go back and see where you were a month ago.
Yep.
Because sometimes it feels like you're not making progress and you're not succeeding, or it's not going anywhere. And then you look back and it's like, heck, my DBR's come down 12 points since, a month ago or whatever, and you can see those things and you can start to see that progress. So a lot of us that struggle with keeping track of things or anything like that, when that's over there, it's a journal for you. It's just building a continual journal to be able to go back and refer to.
I want to comment on one quick thing on what Mike said. I noticed in myself as well. When I first got really serious about this, I dropped a bunch of weight, man. I dropped like 75 pounds, and I find now that I've kind of been a little laxed. It's a lot harder to get going again. So I feel your pain, and just it's going to be a daily battle for you. Not trying to give you bad news, but it is harder than that first initial time, because your body doesn't react as quick as it used to. So it's just something I noticed, and that I'm working on myself. So
I got two things. First, I want to say I applaud all you men that are showing up, because the men, it's hard to get the men to show up. And I'm just proud, first of all, to have somebody support me. But I love that you men are showing up, because you guys are the leaders of your family, your household, things like that. And that's going to trickle down. You're planting seeds, you're whatever. Even if they're not doing it with you, it's still a big stepping stone. So I applaud you men for showing up. And the patience I say in it, just know the heartache, how Lance was saying, it's not as easy to get back in. That's the frustration us girls live with every damn time, because you guys will drop weight really quick. Those hormones will kick in, testosterone will kick in, all those things will kick in so fast and easy for you guys, and it'll happen. And we can do the exact same thing, the exact same pressure, the exact same discipline, and we get nowhere.
she's frustrated.
There's a little bit of frustration there, but it's so true. And I watch it across the board, us girls dealing with hormone issues and stuff like that it just don't happen that fast for us. So it's one of those. I applaud you guys for showing up and being the leaders and keep pushing along when us girls are struggling. So we need you guys. So thank you, and stick around.
Anyway, welcome, Mike.
Yes, welcome
Hopefully
back.
we can help.
Welcome back, and come in. Come on in, Clay. Come tell us how you're doing. Check in.
Doing good. I'm still using chronometer for all my food. I
Good.
am doing keto mojo. I have had lower ketones the last 4 days. Like they've been 0.4, 0.5. My carbs are always under 20. And I shoot for zero. Um, uh, Trying to think what else. Sleep is still an issue. I mean, I will have 1 or 2 days of good sleep per week, and the other 5 days, it's not good. I mean, I wake up, uh, get up and go to the bathroom, and have trouble going back to sleep. So I'm still working to fix that. My wife and I have either done a sardine challenge or a water fast every week. So she's got
3 day,
to
3 day,
do what? Yeah,
3 days.
3 days. Yeah.
Nice. Nice work.
I think I actually do better on the sardine challenge, believe it or not. Um, so, and I wanted to ask you, so I found or Dr. Barry put out a video that talked about medicines that facilitate or promote insulin resistance. And so I take a bunch of those. Four of my blood pressure medicines, insulin, and 2 former diabetic medications that I take. So it's just like, I swear, every time I turn a corner, there's something else waiting to jump on me. And it's like, I've got to, I mean, I'm trying to be patient and just know I didn't get this way in a few months or a few years, and I'll keep getting better. Um, but I'd never heard of that, but it doesn't surprise me.
I'm going to throw something out for you too, Clay, and I think you're going to be probably along the lines of my wife in this. You are going to have to play and master the game better than everybody if you really want to see that. And you're gonna have a lot of patience, but you're going to have to be stricter than most just because of your damage that you have. It doesn't make it a fair game, but you need to get the mindset that you will conquer it because just like you said, it didn't take you, 2 months to get in this situation. I want to applaud you for being willing to do that, but just know the tighter you get and the more consistent you can be, you will see the results. It just will take you longer.
And there's another aspect to it. Just know that anything going in your body that's a toxin, which any medication is a toxin, is another level of, I just assume if I take a medication, it's going to jack me up. It is just, if there's a side effect to a medication, I'm going to get it. If there's a reaction to a medication, I'm going to get it. But I think if you look back at my med list, the 15 meds I was on before, it was one at a time. And it's like, Clay, you will get to this point. And this is where I'm not telling you not to take your meds, but I will tell you, you will get strong enough in your own chemistry and you get strong enough to say, you know what? I'm not taking this because that's a short thing, something I'm missing in my body. I am taking this, and you gradually hit that point of, you know what? I don't need that anymore.
And
You know
yeah,
what?
and
You don't need.
your chemistry in your body will change too because the dose that you're on was prescribed for you at the moment you were way back here. Now you are here. Now you're medicine. And just to be aware, be mindful of your body and how your body reacts. Your dosages may change. I'm not a doctor. I'm not saying, they will,
Right.
but I'm saying the possibilities are there because you're changing inputs into your system that you've never changed before. And your body is healing. So keep that in mind as well. If you feel weird, if you feel strange or different, keep that, and you're very regimented in what you do. That takes factors out of it. So you can go to your doctor and say, okay, I do this, this, and this. I'm feeling this way. Maybe we may look at some changes to my medication because I'm very strict in these areas. You know what I mean? So it gives you ammunition.
And Clay, the other thing is people like me and you, we don't get to push, when I was talking to you in the class about don't push that 20 carb mark. If we're even close to that, you can bet your Right. Go for 0, but there's a big gap between 0 and 20. That's a big, huge area to play with. And I would, if I was you, I would put 0 to 10 as your cap. Like over 10, because as soon as you start fluctuating up there, the more insulin resistant we are, I swear, the lower those carbs need to be. So if I hit 10, I'm in panic mode because I know what it's going to do. My ketones are going to tank.
And here's one other thing too. Your system on your ketones, thank you for bringing that up. You may be starting to use your ketones that you overproduced before when you first started.
Yeah.
So your ketone measurement will go down because your body's actually using it. Now, staying consistent, it will go back up till you get to that level of where your body uses the ketones it produces. And that goes for a lot of people out there. When you really get into it, sometimes, I know I did, I don't make a whole bunch of ketones because I trained my body early on to use the ketones right away. So it was, my body only produced enough ketones where I used them and not a whole bunch extra.
Yeah.
You'll get it.
And just so you know, my wife, she like her drboz ratio is great. I can't even remember. But she has like ketones of 4.5,
Unreal.
5.2.
Oh, tell her to ride that wave out as long as she
Yeah.
can. God knows it won't last, but tell her
Yeah.
enjoy every minute of that while she has it.
Yeah.
That's
And
awesome.
I'm happy if I hit 1.5. I mean,
Yep.
that's
Yep.
great. So
Absolutely. Clay, I'm so
So,
proud
and
of you of how far you've
well,
come.
and I did get some pucker up, and so I've been doing that, like putting it in a great big bottle of water and then stretching it out throughout the whole day. So just, I mean, I'm hanging on.
Yep.
So,
Keep hanging on, brother.
Does everybody
Yeah.
know my little trick for keto? Come on in, Mike. You got a question? Come on in.
Yeah, if it's all right, can I ask Clay? I thought I'd heard you say something about you were comparing doing sardines and a water fast, and you had said you felt like one you got better results, I think is what you said with one or the other. What are you looking at when you say results? Like higher ketones at the end?
So for me, on a water fast between the 48-hour mark and 72-hour, I will have loose stools all during that third day, but I don't do that on the sardines. And my numbers are, there's parity between my numbers. So for me, it seems better to, and I'm talking like maybe eating 6 cans of sardines over 3 days.
2 cans a day.
So yeah. And yet my digestive health kind of maintains instead of like just being a loose wreck where I can't leave the house on that third day. So I'm experimenting with that, to see if the 3-day water fast is always going to have that result. But so far, 2 or 3 weeks, it has been that way.
And Mike, just know too, when you hear people talk about that, when that flush hits, and that's what we call it, it's that whoosh of the water inflammation starts. That's because you're really pushing that mitochondria and you're wringing that water out of the cell. So that is what is happening, is like you're literally, it's a big whoosh of the fluid coming out. So that is a problem. And especially if you have to leave the house and everything, that is. But sardines are a great fallback too. They're a great tool for anybody. And you will see when we do the 21-day course with Boz, there'll be 200 people and everybody succeeds on a sardine. There is nobody that can't do a sardine if you can get them in you for 3 days. If you can do that, it is a great tool to have. He loves them. I can get them in me most of the time, but the chemistry, and some people will do better on a water fast. I think a water fast is easier, but I don't like them. So it's when you will play off.
She cannot eat for days.
I
I mean, she can do it.
I can tap out of
It's
eating. And
her mental capacity is far exceeding mine.
It's just called bullheaded. It's all that is.
Yeah.
So it's just in more ways than one, I'm sure. I can even grin.
It's not that big of a family show.
Right. But it's just a neat teaching moment. So it's one of those. Sardines are a great tool to have in your toolbox. Clay, I'm so proud of you. I look how far you've come. I love to see how your face has changed and everything.
I like that he's using both of them too.
Yes.
Both tools in that toolbox.
Like the fact that, let's say I had 5 carbs today. I'm like, tomorrow I know I can eat sardines as a way to sort of pull myself back from the dark side, so to speak.
Yeah.
Yep. So I have a little thing I want to throw out to everybody too. Instead of the sardines, guys know right before we left for vacation, I got sick on the sardines.
Yeah.
So I'm really struggling still with the smell. I'm not giving up. They are going to go down, but right now I'm tapping out right now. I will clean fast before I will do those right now. I don't want to throw them up because I know I will never eat them again if I do. So I'm trying to let everything calm down. Shut up. But here's our challenge that we are doing this week. I just went and bought another big slab of pork belly. And we got our eggs. So we are doing, some of the lessons that we learned from sardines is one good food and one good fat, one good protein, one good fat, and tap out. We've been using the sardines and the eggs for that. So I fry up
pork belly
and eggs. Sorry, not sardines. Pork belly and the eggs gives us that single food. We still can measure it out, so we're not overeating and not overindulging in it, but we can do that pork belly. One thing I found that I'm loving is, if you guys haven't ordered it, go over to the website and get it. Redmond's chili lime spice.
Redmond's Real Salt has different spices
that are made with a good salts.
For cooking. Oh my goodness.
Chili lime on pork belly is my new aha moment.
It almost gives you the flavor of like maple syrup. I don't know how the chili and the lime come together to make that, but I swear you took some. It
tastes like that candied bacon that you'd get, that's not good for you.
That and just some maple syrup on it. It's amazing.
Crazy. So anyways, but we are doing that. Anybody wants to do that challenge with us? I'm going to try to get a post up tomorrow to say who's joining us, but we are doing pork belly. I don't always eat the egg yolks because it'll throw my protein over, but I dip my pork belly.
No, you eat the egg yolks. You don't eat the whites.
Right. And I dip my pork belly in the egg yolks. Okay. And I give the dog the protein. So it's a win-win. Everybody wins.
You're confusing me.
So Tammy, are you doing one meal a day if you're dipping so you're just
one meal a day, but I start my meal. I'm opening my eating window up a little bit to put some MCT oil in my coffee or tea or something a little bit to get my fats in me still, because I'm having to push fats again. So I've opened up my window a little bit, but my actual meal is the one meal. I mean,
what I've been doing is the eggs for breakfast, and I usually eat about 10, and then I'll eat the pork belly about 12 or 1.
Nice.
Oh wow, that'd be great.
Perfect.
Wish I could do that.
Well, I'm starting it again today. I did my one meal at 2 or 3 before he got home, and then he ate when he got home. But it helps my glucose in the morning if I tap out earlier.
Yeah,
so
me too.
Just closing that eating window up a little bit. So again, this week's going to be prepping and ready, and then I hope by next Sunday we're going to be ready to rock and roll and do a clean fast. So right.
So
we're gonna go for that water fast, that shock to the system.
With the pork belly, how do you know for sure if you're getting enough protein? Because what I have is like a lot of fat. So
put it in chronometer. Are you feeling full? Are you feeling good?
Put it in the chronometer.
Do a rough good guess on it. And like I said, by the time you get so far down this, I know when I'm full. I know. I
made 8-ounce bags, but when they get done, I don't think there's even half that much there.
Yeah. And when the other thing too, the good thing with that pork belly, when that sinks down to the bottom of the air fryer or whatever, save that, because you can make mayo out of that. So when we cook the pork belly with the chili lime on it, the fat has the chili lime seasoning in it. So that makes the best mayonnaise. It's really good.
And watch too on your air fryer, and you don't want to cook all the fat out of the pork belly. You can do that with an air fryer pretty easy, and you have crispy nuggets on top and all the fat's in the bottom.
Yeah.
It tastes better when you leave the fat.
Yeah.
So I found 15 minutes at 380 is almost perfect. So that really does keep it chewy, and they're still plump enough that I'm getting the fat in me, because I know I was crisping them up too much, which, I'm looking at it, that's just putting the fat in the bottom, and they're just crispy little protein bar.
But the best thing, Diana, would be to put it
15 minutes at 380.
The best thing would be to put it in chronometer and let chronometer do the math for you. When you're hitting those fat macros consistently, it will happen.
But back to Diana's point, are you weighing it before you cook it or after?
I weighed it the
Just weighed
first time.
before.
Yeah, I weighed it before, but again, it's probably then after needs weight again if you want to get that technical in it. But I know I mean, and most of my veterans, do you guys realize when you hit that, if you eat slow enough, you hit that full moment, you just tap out. It's when you're just doing proteins and fats now, when you're doing carbs, you can eat those till the cows come home and you will
Right.
explode.
You can overeat carbs like crazy.
But when you go slow and steady on the fats and proteins, I mean, I swear I hit one bite and I'm like, that was it. Doesn't matter. If you got to get through that mentality of you got to clean up your plate that we all had as kids, because I used to finish everything up because you felt bad because you can't leave food on your plate because you're going to get in trouble for that. You can't do that. That's wasteful. And it's like, no, I'm a damn adult. I buy the meat. And if I don't want to eat it, or I can eat it tomorrow, or I hand it over to him and he eats it. So but that minute that I feel that, okay, I've had enough, I stop.
And that's good practice for you anyway.
And I think it's just a better choice. Unless you think you're prone to, because the pork belly is so good, you're going to overindulge in it. Then I would say make sure you're weighing it out at least beforehand and make sure you're in the ballpark. I measured it the first time I measured it, and I did it 4.5, 5 ounces is what I look at, because if 5 ounces of sardines fills me up, 5 ounces of pork belly should fill me up. So I measured out that 5 pounds, and I know it's like a half. Our
5 ounces
is our bowl. It was like a half a bowl. What's that, Angel?
No, he said 5 pounds.
You said pounds. You said pounds.
Okay, I said pounds. Sorry.
Don't get it confused.
Ounces. He would eat 5 pounds.
Her brain's not working.
It's still not working. My brain on keto is great. So come on in, Angel. Tell us how you're doing. You've been having some success, and I just want to say you look beautiful too. I see it in your face.
Your face is starting to slim
Yeah,
down.
you can tell.
I don't see it yet, but
You see it every day. That's why.
That's why.
I'm with Tammy, like what she said earlier about us women. Yeah, I'm like,
The struggle's real.
I thought when I started out and I started strict from the beginning, I just thought, oh, good, I'm finally gonna lose weight. But I did a little bit, but I was like, well, okay.
We will say this over and over again. The weight is a happy side effect, and it'll happen, but you have to get your system healthy first. It's kind of weird because used to tell her all the time, you're healing on the inside. You're not dropping the weight yet. Your body has enough calamity going on inside of it that it's actually your body is the perfect machine. It'll go put the healing where it needs to first before anything else.
We need to heal the cells.
So you start healing your cells on the inside. You may not be dropping weight yet. It will happen.
But just know that is what's the difference of doing nutritional ketosis in a fad diet. That is why fad diets, I don't care what it is, do not work, because they're for a time frame. You do it and you do it here and then you do this. No, you do it to keep whatever you got to do to keep healthy cells. And you can be, I mean, we all have friends that are skinny fat. They're skinny. One of my best friends she's still skinny. She's just skinny, but is she healthy? No, she eats a bag of Doritos and Oreo cookies for breakfast.
That's not healthy.
That's not making a healthy cell. She's got
fair.
She's got right. She's got the palate of a 6-year-old in a candy store, and I love her dearly. But it's just because she's skinny does not mean she's healthy.
Right.
So just keep that in mind. It is frustrating, and I applaud you. But that's when we met that day in the restaurant, and I told you sit down and relax because you're in it for the long haul. Grab your bootstraps.
But you are making progress.
You are.
We can see it in your face. I mean, just by the way your eyes are, your face,
skin,
your
gloves
skin,
again.
everything.
I mean,
you are making progress, so don't stop.
And I know Dorothy won't mind this. Dorothy's been this forever too. I mean, years. So, I mean, those of us that are in this for the long haul, we're in it to build that cellular health. That mitochondria has got to get healthy. And it's, some cells last 30 days, some last 60 days, some last 90 days. So if you've only turned that cell over one time, okay, that's better. That's great. But you know what? I want to build another new healthy cell in 6 months. I want to build another new healthy cell on top of that one. So that cellular turnover is what we're looking for. That's how we get healthier on the inside. before we're worrying about the weight. And
it sucks.
it's,
Sorry,
it
it
does.
sucks.
It's just
but
frustrating, especially for us girls. I mean, these guys got testosterone on their side and we don't.
but definitely stick with it.
Yeah.
I mean, you can. I want to say something about both of your two faces. You can see
Yep.
the excitement. Like Dorothy, when she came back, from her vacation. When I see her here, she doesn't look defeated. She looks empowered that she was able to do that. You, Angel, look empowered because
You got this.
you're not where you want to be. You're getting there, but you're doing the steps to put you in the right place. And I can see it on both of your faces. I mean, you're like, yes, instead of being defeated. So I just want to congratulate both of you.
Thank you.
I got pork belly coming tomorrow, so
All right.
that's why when you said that, whatever, 380 for 15 minutes, that's why I had to put a note in my phone
Yep.
because I'm gonna
And
need
chunk
to
it up
cook
in
now.
about little 3/4 inch squares. I just cut it
'Cause
off
I'm getting a slab of it, so
Yeah.
Okay.
and cut
Get
it
a-
little squares.
Get a sharp knife and a big cutting board.
Lay it out and just slice it off and then put it in chunks. So it's literally little squares.
I
and
usually cut.
then how much should I eat a day?
How many meals are you still? You're still at 2 meals a day, right?
Yeah, what today I did, well, one normal one and one smaller one.
And that'll happen. That's okay as your chemistry starts to shift. So I would measure out 5 ounces of it and see what that, and put it in your chronometer and see what that gives you.
And start there. You're going to have to tweak it for you.
So everybody,
One of the things that I saw on I don't remember whose post it was. It wasn't in your post, Tammy, but this person said that they were successful, and the reason they were successful was they did like a meal prep, and they put their food in the chronometer for the whole week, and they only ate what they had put in on Sunday for the week, and it took all the food noise away, and they were able to not worry about what they were going to plan to eat. They knew on
and
Sunday.
you're not making decisions on the fly.
Right.
For those of us that don't make good decisions on the fly, that's huge. So if you come in with a plan, that is another thing that we're adding on the website is we're getting ready to add the recipes and meal planner. So those recipes are going to come up, and what's taking so long in that is we're putting the carb count and everything in it. So when you go to pull up something and it's like, okay, I need a protein or I need this or that, it's going to have it all right in the recipe. So don't overthink it, but being mindful and going in with a plan.
Get yourself some Ziploc bags too, Angel.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got them.
Whether you want to do sandwich bags or freezer bags. I mean, we're eating for 2, so we put ours in a freezer bag. But a sandwich bag, you could weigh it out and proportion those cubes in little sandwich bags and just stack them right in the refrigerator and you pull it out. I'm having this tonight. That's
Period. Yep. And when you keep it that simple and you're not making decisions on the fly, it is just like when we went to Florida. I had the pork belly, I had the eggs, I had all the things ready that week that I had planned out and did what worked with our plan. We were fine.
Yep.
We hadn't even jump ship. There was no treats yet. There was no nothing. The girls showed up. We went off plan, didn't stick to, I'm not blaming it on the girls. It's my fault.
I was going to say, we were in control there for a while.
We chose to celebrate with the girls a little bit more than we should have, but it was our choice. But I'm saying when we worked with our plan, we did fine.
Yeah, I'm still recovering from Monday and Tuesday.
It is. And that's what you got to learn how to do. And we've got the 2 biggest eating holidays coming up.
Right.
So that is where I'm saying I want everybody to get prepped and ready, get in a healthy mindset to make it through the holidays, because you're going to make it to Thanksgiving. First of all, my first speech on that is it is not about the food on your plate. It's about the people around your table. And
Well, I did good the day we had Thanksgiving in my brother's house. All I had that was really bad. I didn't have a roll, which they had Texas Roadhouse rolls there and their butter.
Ooh.
That's not nice.
I didn't have, and then sat them right in front of me when we started the meal. I was like, you can take these over there.
Somebody can move these.
But I ate only just turkey, and then I ate a little bit of green bean casserole, but even the mushroom soup or whatever is in it didn't have a lot of carbs because I looked at it before.
Yep.
I just figured if I was going to eat carbs, that's what I was going to eat.
Enjoy it. And you know what? And that's what the other takeaway in it is. Yes, it is not about the food on your plate, but if you're going to celebrate the holiday with your family, take the best choices that you can and sit down and enjoy it. But that doesn't mean you jump ship. Like the day we came home is where the garbage got thrown away, the extras got sent home with the kids, and we're back on track. It is not, it doesn't derail you for the week like it used to, or, oh my God, now I got to climb back onto the wagon. It's like, no, now there's nothing in our fridge, nothing that shouldn't be there, because it's one of those, I know we're going to struggle this week. This week's going to be hard. So if there's anything else out there, I'm going to go grab it between patients all day. I mean, it is. So there's nothing out there.
That's
Win.
what I did last year, and I'll do the same thing as everybody brings a dish. So when they leave, they take it with
Take
them.
it with
If
them.
not,
Take
it
their
goes in the
dish.
trash. And I
Yep.
hate throwing food away, but
But you know what? Those of us with kids, send it home with the kids.
that's
You know,
what I
it's still
do.
blessing somebody else, but it doesn't need to sit around. If you're going to have the mindset, whether it's Thanksgiving or Christmas, and you're going to have the mindset, you know what, I'm going to have dinner with my family, have it, enjoy it, do the best you can do, whatever mindset you're in, whether it's going to be abstaining or whether it's going to be, I'm going to do this with a little bit of common sense, or if you're going to say, I'm going to go off the total rails and enjoy it, whatever level you're going to do that at, that's fine for that day. But the next day, you hold yourself accountable. This is sitting right here on my desk for a reason. Every tool in my toolbox is right here at an arm's reach, because I've got to get my chemistry back on track, period. And that's going to be a struggle this week. So that is why everything is right here within reach for me. I'm keeping it as stupid simple as it is. There's no other options in my fridge, and I've got to get my chemistry back. And that's what I hold myself accountable for, because we did enjoy and did splurge. So my accountability to myself in the little lesson, oh, here's my trade-off. Yes, I'm going to enjoy the day. I enjoyed some time with my girls on vacation.
Back to work tomorrow.
Back to work. Crack the whip. I don't get to make excuses. And this is one of those, if your health matters, you'll find a way. If it don't, you'll make an excuse.
Absolutely.
So we can all make excuses and make it sound great. Yeah, it's just because of the girls are stopping over. It's just because. No, I mean, we don't get to. I had my time.
We did have some really good homemade ice cream though.
We did. Guess what Lance's vice is? Anybody tell?
Ice cream.
Ice cream. And the bad
The
part of it
ninja?
is we can make a pretty damn good
Keto ice cream.
keto ice cream,
Mm.
but he will still,
Oh,
hands
no.
down, he'll go for the real creamy
With a
ice.
waffle cone too.
Homemade
That's
waffle
just-
cones while you stood there and watched.
It's bad.
Yeah, it was bad.
Hey, stop.
No.
You're a bad influence, man.
Every food addict is running from us right
Yeah.
now. But I
Hey,
love it.
there's a lot of. I've been working on formulating a plan for Thanksgiving and Christmas. For several years, my family, I make these homemade New York style cheesecakes.
Yep.
I'm like, I'm
Cheesecake's a
making
good
me
one.
one with allulose in it.
Yeah.
Yep.
How about? And I found a cranberry sauce recipe with allulose in it the other day too. So
Nice.
I'll
you
find
know
some
what, Diana?
things to.
Write those down, because when you find ones that are reasonable, we're going to make a special holiday section that we might not be able to do it all the time, but when you're going to make a
Yeah.
treat, or a Thanksgiving that, you know what, I want some damn cranberry sauce, and it doesn't need to be full of 2 cups of sugar, but we'll find a happy medium in it. So
Yeah.
some things we're going to put up and label them as treats or special occasions or something like that.
Yeah,
So,
definitely. Let us know how that goes.
yeah, keep us posted.
Got to figure out how much allulose in a full size cheesecake, because I've got a recipe for a mug one that's like 90 seconds in the microwave, but that's only a tablespoon of allulose. So
There's another one with cheesecake that we used to do right at the beginning, and we'd take these little ramekins, and it's just cream cheese, a little bit of heavy cream, and I would put a drip of stevia in it and whip it up, and a little bit of my homemade vanilla, and whip it up, and it's so yummy. Like,
Yeah, you're gonna have to play with that
Because first of all-
there's no correlation there at some point. Some things like the stevia takes 1 drop. Allulose may not be that potent. I don't know, but you're gonna have to juggle it a little bit.
And the other thing is, most recipes, even if it is a keto per se recipe, most things are made so damn sweet that those of us that don't eat anything sweet, if you would make it like the recipe would say, it would probably gag you. So as your taste buds are changing and you're getting that glucose out of your body and off your taste buds, and that sweetness off your taste buds are going to change. And the things that you used to like will totally gag you, that it will not even be the refreshing dessert that you think of and remember, because you're not going to like it any longer, which is a good thing. That's the same thing that happens with my Diet Coke drinkers. When we take a Diet Coke person and we have them change out the soda stream and just keep getting less and less Diet Coke and more Soda Stream. And by the time they go back, it's like that's what breaks that addiction in their brain, is because, oh my God, it's so sweet, it can't handle it. So you will get there. Another little recipe that we're working on, I'll give you guys. I just seen Clay drinking his water. We take our fizzy water and I put a splash of my homemade vanilla in it and a drip of that French vanilla stevia that I always use. Tastes like cream soda.
Ew, I don't like cream soda.
Oh. Well, then put the orange oil in it. It'll taste like orange cream soda.
Oh, that's even better.
Right?
That might be all right.
It is, so little things like that. And my girls even drank it going, well, this isn't bad. I'm like, exactly. It doesn't have to be awful all the time. People think because we live this way that we don't get to enjoy anything. It's like, no, that fizzy water with that stuff in it was an actual really good treat to me. So,
Tammy, could you say that again? Those that are your Diet Coke drinkers, you'd have them drink what?
okay, we have a Soda Stream, the Soda Stream machine.
I have
Okay.
one of those.
Okay. If you go over to my website, it's under Lifestyle Favorites, and it's on our Amazon storefront too.
Okay.
So it's the Soda Stream. So what we do is we take, if you usually have like an 8-ounce glass of Diet Coke or a can of Diet Coke, whatever, pour it into your glass, and then you're going to just take out the slightest amount and fill it with Soda Stream water. Okay. And you drink it that way for a couple days. Enough, no big deal. Just remove like a half an ounce and change it out with Soda Stream. Now, in a few more days, you're going to take out a whole ounce and fill it with the Soda Stream. Keep filling that same glass, that same size up, and just let your taste buds gradually over the days decrease from that sweetness and that addiction of Diet Coke. And I swear, I think there's crack in Diet Coke, because I have drug addicts that have gotten off drugs easier than people get off Diet Coke. So, right? So every day,
You're just diluting the Diet Coke.
Every couple days, then you decrease the Diet Coke, increase the Soda Stream, and you just keep doing that. And you will eventually be down to just a smidgen of Diet Coke. And then I say, okay, if you want to go back and try it and prove it to yourself, go back and drink it. And you're going to be like, ooh, that's gross. And the Soda Stream is a win.
Basically carbonated water.
Yep.
Yeah.
It is.
I did that. I didn't drink Diet Coke, but I used to drink Diet Pepsi like crazy, and I was like, oh, I can't even stand it now. Ugh.
Yeah. Because it's once that sweetness gets off your tongue, and that's where some of us are abstinence people that just have to keep it off our tongue. I can do a little bit and it doesn't bother me, but Lance, once he gets started in it, it's really hard. So you have to know your personality. Are you an abstinence person, or are you a person that can do something in moderation? And it's not a right or wrong. It is just
Me and Dorothy are on the same page on
Well,
that.
It's all or nothing. It's all or
right.
nothing, all or
and
everything.
that is him. And but it breaks my heart, because I can have a bite of something or a sip of
She
something.
could take a Hershey's milk chocolate bar or something, that just is just she can take one little bite off of it and then put it away. I'm like, seriously, really? It's like, you opened that. Why you're gonna leave it? Leave it open like that? I start twitching
Again, I think it's just bullheaded. I mean, we were born. I was raised in rules and boundaries out the butt, and it's just that moment of I can do that. He can't though.
Nope.
So it's really it hurts my heart for him.
Overachiever.
Yeah. Right.
I'm like, have the whole bag. If you're gonna have one bite, you might as well eat the whole bag.
You opened it.
That's
right.
my
I'm with
mentality.
you, Lance.
I'm goal oriented. My goal is to get to the bottom.
But it is a mentality, and you have to know which personality are you.
Yes.
Which personality are you that you have to build your home, you have to build it, your surroundings, your office, wherever you're at, have to be set up and established for your personality. I know I've got junk in the back of my drawer in my nightstand. It's my secret stash that my kids always rob me of, and they know where it's at. And Adam's always like, "Where mom's stash at?" But it will be there until it goes bad, and I'll throw it away. So it doesn't bother me. If I bring it out and it's anywhere to be found.
I know where a secret stash is, and I stay out of her secret stash. I really do. But yeah, no.
It's just a difference of a mentality of he can't. And it's heart-wrenching to watch how much he'll struggle. It'll be one of those, I'll say, just eat and get it flip over with. Just get it over with, go do it, finish it off, be done. Because I know it's tormenting him. It's just that It's so you got to know which one you are, which personality are you, and you set yourself up accordingly. So when you go into a holiday, have a mindset. Are you an abstinence person? Are you, I can do it in moderation, or are you in with both feet? I mean, you got to figure out what you're heading into Thanksgiving for. So be thinking of that as you're moving into this.
Yeah.
So you go in with a plan. I don't care what your plan is, but you hold
Right.
yourself accountable to that plan, because the day after is where it starts.
I have a t-shirt that says caution, do not give me carbs today.
Nice.
We need
Oh,
to put
we
that
all
one
need
on.
one of them.
I'm gonna wear that.
Where'd you find that at?
My daughter actually made it.
Oh,
That's cute.
awesome.
We're working on getting t-shirts on the website too, so we're gonna have to add that one.
That
That'll be a
we're
good
gonna
one.
have to
I
have
have
you
to send you a screenshot of it.
Yes, that would
absolutely.
be good. But it is. These are the kind of things though that we get ourselves set up for the holidays. And I want you everybody to get your chemistry ready. If anybody that you're not in our coaching classes and you want to get in just to get your chemistry steady and strong before the holidays, you can go to the website, jump right into the coaching classes. We're meeting Tuesdays is beginners and intermediate, and Wednesday is
Intermediate.
is the intermediate and advanced. So anytime anybody's wanting in those, you can jump in anytime now. We have all kinds of resources over there. That library is just going to grow.
Hang on, time out. It's beginner and intermediate on Tuesday. There's an intermediate class on Wednesday. Then Thursday is advanced. And then Thursday night is this class.
Yeah. What he said. Sorry.
I don't want to mislead anybody. But if you want to know where it's at, go to the website. You can see them all.
They're all right there. So come on into our Tuesday night classes, or where the good ones are, that we can sit and talk about everything, work through the strategies and get through the process. But I want everybody strong and stable for the holidays. So that's the goal coming in. We've got a few weeks to get. No, we don't have a few weeks. We got a couple weeks to get.
2 weeks.
Ahead.
Can you believe that? 2 weeks.
Yep.
And then that means we're on for Christmas.
Mhm.
The
Yeah.
pork belly might work good for me because that's what I kind of need. I need a plan. I need a menu that I can eat every day, or even maybe 2 menus, but I need just something
Pork
that
belly dippy eggs.
encompasses everything that I need to get in.
Yep.
And I know what it is, and I'm not trying to figure it out because like my
Girlfriend,
drinking
you
my
gotta be-
olive oil, you
You
know.
gotta
Oh,
Here's here's the blood orange one that I got, and you can't see it.
nice.
nice. I love it. You know where we're at is pork belly and
Make it simple. I
Dippy
mean,
eggs.
and get that simple mindset. Keep it simple. You don't need a recipe. You need fat and you need protein. That's it.
that's where I'm struggling with the recipes, because I am so
Right.
not a recipe person.
Yeah, ground
I
beef
wouldn't
has
even worry
become
about
my
recipe.
ground
But-
beef has become my best friend.
But I get too much protein that way.
Well, it's not as much. I mean, so like I cook ground beef and I will measure it into 7 or 8 ounce servings, and it freezes really well,
Yep.
so that there's always a protein that I can grab. And I
But you're-
usually put 1 or 2 tablespoons of butter, and then that'll be that's a meal. And then I'll either eat eggs and sausage or eggs and bacon. I will kick out some of that egg white and maybe do a couple of extra yolks, to get the fat up. But I have found, if it frustrates me to put it in chronometer, I probably don't need to be eating that because it's too many ingredients.
And Angel, just
So-
know too, when he's saying about eating the beef like that, you need what I want you to, your mindset, it sounds like you're combining meat and protein, or meat and fat. You're combining your protein and your fat and trying to get that in one source. I want you to look at the hamburger as your protein. You'll get a little bit of fat, but your fat needs to come from what you're adding to that protein. And think of it as 2 separate things, because I think you're trying to eat enough protein to get enough fat.
No, I was putting butter in it, and only eating 5.
Okay, so then when you say you're eating burger and it's throwing
made it
you
into 5 ounces.
okay, but when you say you're eating protein,
know.
you're eating the burger and it's pushing you over on protein for the fat, you're talking 2 different languages. You're talking, here's your protein, you still need your fat in you. So don't let the protein overthrow, or your fats overthrow your protein.
The goal, don't let your goal to get fat be ruined by too much protein.
Yes, what he said.
Keep your, like Clay did, he put his protein, his meat or hamburger is at his serving size of seven ounces. That gives him his protein probably max of where he wants to be. Then he adds fat to that. You can
You
use
find however many ounces it takes for you to hit your protein, and then you
Chronometer
add your,
is
and then you add
I'm
your.
Well,
yeah,
like today
chronometer saves me.
Good
I
call.
ate
Which one do you
4.
use, Clay? Oh,
I
sorry.
have paid for a chronometer. I used it for a couple of years and finally paid for it, and I've never
Chronometer.
looked back.
Mike, if you go over to the website under lifestyle favorites, I think it's on that top row where you can download the chronometer. If you want the paid version, you can get it from that one too.
There's a free app as well.
Yeah.
Are you talking about the Journey to Healing website?
Yeah.
Journeytoketo.com.
Yeah, go
Oh,
to
no.
journeytoketo.com. It'll say Journey to Healing on it.
Name of our business is Journey to Healing, but that URL was
You'll see this
8,000.
lovely
Tammy,
face
you
on the
can help him set
Oh, no.
up chronometer if he needs it, right?
homepage.
Yeah, I can sign into anybody's chronometer and set it up for you if you need me to.
But what were you saying, Angel? I'm sorry we interrupted you.
Yeah. Well, I ate 3 eggs and I ate 4 pieces of bacon. And let's see, then I had my whipping cream, my olive oil. I had maybe a half an ounce of pork skins because I just had a bag of them. My protein is at 155% from eating 4 pieces of bacon and 3 eggs.
Probably your eggs are throwing you over. Just use the yolks.
Your protein is at 39 grams, isn't it? Is that low?
Yeah,
I've never seen it
38.
that low.
My
And if
protein
that's
is 38 and my fat is 308.
so, okay, so when we start out in chronometer, the way we set chronometer up for Dr. Boz, it does make it really low on that protein. But what that's trying to do is to try to kick that chemistry into working. So it's really high fat, much lower protein. That will change down the road. Most of us veterans, we've upped that protein by the time we get going. But Angel, we're still at the point with you of we are still trying to get that chemistry shift to be consistent. And that takes that keeping that protein that low is what's going to help that, because most of us are eating way too much at the beginning. We eat way too much protein, and it throws us over and makes our glucose go higher. So the protein can affect your glucose. So that's why that number seems odd right now, and it will change.
That's
Yeah,
gonna
because like I'm looking right now, I put it in here just to see what it was. 5 ounces of ground beef is 35 grams of protein.
Okay. And
okay. So
So if I put 2 tablespoons of butter, I've had all of my protein and I only have 30 grams of my fat for the day. So then the rest of the day I'm,
doing nothing but
supposed to
fat.
just eat fat.
Right. That's
So-
a lot. That's a lot to.
that's very little protein, and that's a whole lot of fat. So, but those are harder for me and you because we sit on our butt and work all day. We're not burning stuff like he is. So chronometer will change your numbers as according to your activity level and things like that. That is harder for me and you. I'm not going to deny that. That is very hard. But I would rather see you go a little bit over on protein and get those fats in you right now.
You're at 3-to-1 ratio, basically, a little bit over 3-to-1. So for every bite, think of it this way: for every bite of protein, you need 3 bites of fat to go with it. So
every scoop of protein needs to be a scoop and a spoon for some kind of fat.
So if you have, butter on it, that's good. You could use cream cheese. That will get your fat up, or some oil as well.
Egg yolks.
Egg yolks.
I make just the dippies. Don't eat the protein if you don't want it, but dip that stuff. Dip your pork belly into those egg yolks. That's how I get mine.
I've been in your place, and I'm hopefully going to get back to that 3-to-1 ratio. But that is difficult. Don't get frustrated. Just try your best to do 3 bites of fat to 1 bite of protein.
Here's the priority I want you to worry about right now. First of all, carbs is low to 0, as close as you can get them. Second priority is hitting the fat macro. Third priority is fill up on protein. And if you're hitting this,
you're drinking olive oil, you're probably not having any trouble hitting your fat macro, right?
Well, you know how much you'd have to drink a lot of olive oil to hit.
I mean, Lance.
I get some of it from my food, and then I usually drink about a half a cup of olive oil.
Yeah, I mean that's.
You gotta watch heavy cream, because some heavy cream has carbs, some doesn't.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
even
yeah.
if it doesn't have carbs in it, heavy cream is still a trigger. So
Yeah.
I always say is heavy cream's my vice too, but heavy cream is definitely a trigger, and it's one of those things that it fits perfectly in my numbers, but there are very few people that it fits in their body.
And I would rather see you do overboard on fat and hit like Tammy said, hit your fat macro on the dot. If you're over on protein,
So be it.
we're going to work on that later because we got to introduce that fat into your system
To get
so
this-
your body learns to use that as fuel instead of storing it. You know what I'm saying?
Angel, one thing that I do is I'll cook my hamburger meat and then I'll put cream cheese in it, and it's delicious. All I use is salt, Redmond salt, and cream cheese. It's delicious, and that's where I get some of my fat in.
And make sure you're getting the 80-20
Hamburger.
hamburger. Get the
Yeah.
don't
That's
get
what I
the
got.
don't get lean hamburger. That's shooting
Yeah.
yourself in the foot.
Yeah.
Right.
I didn't figure that was good. Cream cheese. Is there a certain kind of cream cheese? I could
You want
probably
I
just
use Philadelphia.
you want full fat cream cheese. You don't want the low fat. You want full
Right.
fat cream cheese, but still be mindful. Don't overdo it in that either, because there are carbs in that, and it's a dairy product.
Mhm.
So again, dairy is just one of those things you got to be
It's a
cautious
slippery
on.
slope.
It is, and it is for the majority of us. There's more that it struggles than it doesn't. So just know, and that's any dairy, that's cheese, that's the heavy cream, the cream cheeses, I mean, those are things that need to be dealt with caution. There isn't any of those that I would say just willy-nilly eat it and don't worry about it.
Angel, have you tried ghee? Do you know about ghee?
I have had it before, but I haven't since I started this. I
Yeah.
haven't bought any because last time I bought it, I had a jar of it. I think I used it a little bit, and then it just sat there forever. And finally, I was like, "Ew,
We
I better
make
throw
it
that
too.
away."
Yeah, you can make ghee too. It's easy.
But it
Like-
removes the stuff. I mean, it transfers it into it's like liquid gold, and you don't have
Mhm.
you don't have the same uh proteins that like a dairy product will.
Yeah.
And it
It, it refines it better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good play. Yep, it does.
Yeah.
It takes the proteins out of it. So it is just a better fat source. So if you want to make some ghee, that's not hard to do. Don't be afraid.
Well, and always you can't go wrong with butter. I mean, I portion my butter like the little lines on a stick of butter. I get Kerrygold, and I slice it across those lines so I can just look and see a tablespoon of butter. And there's been a time or two where I just ate a tablespoon of butter.
I
To
bet
get
you more
me
than that.
to get me through. Yeah. Well, I mean, if some boss has got a video out about doing a butter fast instead of a sardine challenge.
Yep.
I don't know if I could. I mean, I get her point. Is
All
you're
that
not
is,
gonna.
she's making a point of
Yeah.
it's getting those fats in you. This is a
Yeah.
fat-based diet to get those
Yeah.
fat-based hormones working.
We are training your body to be a fat burner,
So
to burn your fat. So in turn, you have to present fat to your body so your body can say, hey, wait a minute, I have this in abundance. I can use it as fuel.
Hey, I already know a whole bunch of this stuff.
Once you turn that on, though, you have to feed that machine. Keep that in mind.
well, there's a little difference of us
Well,
girls that have some storage.
I'm just saying yes.
Well, and so
You
fat
continually
is
have to
going
do
to cause your hormones to rebalance
Yeah.
themselves, and you will learn. I mean, you're going to have satiety. You're going to feel satisfied when you're eating enough fat.
Yep.
I mean, because
hungry.
when I started keto, I was like, yeah, I'm going to eat 3 pounds of meat a day, and there's no way I could do that now.
Yeah.
Absolutely no way whatsoever.
But just
Trust the
just
process.
keep
Angel.
that in mind, Angel.
Yeah.
You want to become a fat burner, so present fat to your body to use as fuel.
Because right now the fat that we have locked away in storage, it's locked behind that cell. And we have to introduce fat consistently enough to let that cell release the fat that's in us. And that's a hard mindset because it's like, damn, I got enough fat following me around. I do not need to ingest more fat. But yes, we do. If that was the case, as soon as we started making ketones and started burning ketones, we would be burning that fat. And that doesn't work like that for us girls.
And it's the same thing too with ketones. You have to have ketones in presence so so your body learns to use ketones as a fuel as well when there's no fat. So you're training your body on two different levels to use fat and ketones as fuel. So they both have to be present in your system for your body to recognize them.
I mean, it takes fat to get pulled into the liver to make a ketone. That's where that process needs to happen. So right now, because the fat's locked away, it's not able to go get that fat and pull it into the liver yet. So you've got to ingest it till we get this chemistry shift going. Now that will change later. Later on, you're going to be able to back off the fat a little bit and let it go find your fat. But in the meantime, right now, we've got to get this chemistry ball rolling to get you over that hump. That's why I'm saying it's okay that protein's kind of low and that fat's really high right now. We will get you up. When I keep talking about getting you over that hump, I want you to get that superhero status that you feel so good. Then you rock and roll it. Then we can play with macros and all that kind of stuff and worry about the weight and worry about your calories and how much is going in. Right now, we want the chemistry shift to happen.
And that chemistry shift is for your body to use the fat to make a ketone so it has energy to use from the ketone. Yeah. So that you have to train your body to do that. And once your body does that, it realizes, oh, wait a minute, I have locked some of that fat away that, hey, maybe you're not giving me enough today, or I need more energy, so I can unlock a little bit of that fat out of storage, and I can consume that and make more ketones so you have more energy. That's basically the process in layman's terms of what we're trying to do.
So since I've been overweight for so long, is it going to take me months and months to get there?
It's going to be a lifestyle.
It's going to take you as long as it takes you. I hate to say that, but it's going to take you what it's going to take you.
Now, with you being young and healthy, just know when that chemistry starts going, it will probably go pretty quick. It's once you get that chemistry rolling, if you can stay consistent and not have binge days or fall off the wagon days or anything like that, if you can get that chemistry shift going, you too will hit that swoosh that the guys are talking about. It's just when that starts happening, it happens to me even, but if I can stay out of surgeries long enough to make things happen. But it's a process. But once it gets going, that's where that fasting comes in, and we push you to that fasting. Once we get your chemistry right, me and you are going to fast together. We're going to start heading to the gym together. We will do it. I'm telling you, girl, when it happens, you're going to feel like superhero. I mean, it's cool.
But just remember, you're setting the building blocks right now. You're doing the basics that you always will return to. Yep. But those basics need to be laid in the correct order, in the correct way. Yep. And then you have a beautiful foundation that you can always stand on.
Yep. You got this. You got this. I'm proud of you. You've come a long way. I'm really proud of you.
I can see it. I could see it turning in her mind.
Yep.
So it's good, because before you had a glazed over look like, holy shit.
We've all been there, so don't worry about it. But a couple things I want to throw out. Remember, Hack Your Health is open. Tickets are open. So if you want to get that $100 off your ticket, go to hackyourhealth.com. Mm-hmm. Use our code JTK to save that $100 off your ticket. It is something we're going to make it a priority. We will be there. We will do our meet and greet.
And that's next
November. So
next November in Tampa.
You got a long time to push for it, but save for it. But we're going to be pushing it along, and we love Robin, and we want this to be a great success. It's going to be in her hometown. So she's got it moved from Texas to Florida. So that's going to be awesome. And we just want to make it happen for her. So anybody, we're going to meet up
post that in one of the groups again, just so that I can.
Sure will.
You'll
be seeing different
things will start happening.
Different ads for it.
They're coming. They're coming. Anybody wanting in classes that aren't in, please go over to journeytoketo.com, sign up, get in there. We will be doing that. We will be next week. We will still be okay. Then the following week, we'll be missing this group because of Thanksgiving. We got the Christmas schedule coming then. Everything's coming up, and we're getting ready to start a soft launch on our Keto Kids program. So we're getting there. We're so close. We're getting there. So good things are happening. And if there's anything anybody needs, anybody has suggestions that you would like, please let us know. We're trying, like I said,
all work in process.
So many people wanted some recipes. And like I said, I've struggled with it because I'm not a recipe person, but we're doing recipes.
Hey, I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
The Redmond's seasonings, do they all have allulose in them, or the barbecue does? I got that pointed out to me the other day, but
That I don't know. I can't answer that one.
And again, we'll go back to our statement as always. We have if we suggest something, make sure you try it for you, because what works for us may not work for you. And if there's like, a little bit of stevia in it or something like that,
You've
that
gotta figure.
affects you, you have to figure that out. And I hate to say this, for yourself and how it affects your body, because
yeah,
one thing that'll affect her won't affect me, and
yeah.
vice versa, or won't affect somebody out there. So
It, the allulose doesn't bother me, but I posted something about the pork belly. I made it on the pellet grill and put that
Oh.
Nancy said, the first ingredient is allulose, and I'm like,
Okay, so just be
look at
mindful
that.
of this. The allulose is a good tool to use, and it is one of those with the new science. It's helping lower that glucose and everything like that. But just be mindful, allulose is very high in carbs.
Yeah.
So it's a very much. I mean, I tried it for a couple days. And I'm like, I can't handle that many carbs. Yeah, it's great that I can get that little.
Well, I was just curious because, yesterday, I guess, yesterday afternoon, I did pork belly. I think I ended up cooking it about 5 o'clock. And of course, I couldn't stand it. So I'd already eat everything I needed, but I had 4 or 5 bites of the pork belly about 5 o'clock yesterday that had the Redmond's barbecue on it.
Yep.
And later on, my glucose was way up there. I'm like, surely that was not the allulose that did that. There can't be that much of it in there.
well, you're probably fighting against your eating window too. And
Well, yeah, that's what I was trying to figure out because I
you
don't normally eat
probably
that late.
Because Boz said that allulose is not going to increase your glucose.
She says so, but it may not increase your glucose, and those kind of things are nice, but it still adds to my carb count, which is going to drop my ketones.
Okay.
So
and it all also depends on how it affects each person. I mean, it shouldn't raise your glucose,
but I'm telling you, when we were down at Hack Your Health, and they were right across the hallway from us, from our booth, and God love them, great people. We love the people, but they were throwing us those little snack bars, and they're these little
little chocolate bars.
little chocolate bars, or
Awesome.
allulose, zero sugar.
We thought we were kicking butt.
We're eating boxfuls of those damn things, and I finally took my own advice and sat down there for a minute and turned the box around and started to read it, and it's like, oh,
There were 18 carbs.
Carbs in one of them.
One little bar. 18.
So,
and you should have seen Olivia's face when I said, "Hey, did you read the label on that?" And she flipped it over. She went pale white. I mean, whoa.
So you've got to play with it. But again, so when
you're supposed to be keto,
well, again,
certain people's keto level, they're talking like 50 carbs.
Yeah, some people think 50 carbs is keto. I wouldn't make a ketone forever if I stayed at 50 carbs.
And it's all, all where we're at.
It's all in perspective of what are you trying to accomplish? Are you just trying to lower down from the standard American diet and you're just trying to do the best you can do and do a little better? Or are you trying to get in nutritional ketosis to heal at the cellular level? I need to heal at the cellular level. So those kind of things would be huge no-nos for me. I mean, I can't say a trigger because it doesn't send me off, but it's one of those, it's just a no. But if I want to put a sprinkle of it on something, and I mean literally a sprinkle, okay, but I'm not going to douse anything. I mean, you've got to learn how to play the game with your own body. And that's truly what it comes down to.
That's why we suggest the chronometer. That's why we say Keto Mojo. You need to know and track where you are, what affects you, what doesn't affect you, so you can get the most out of what you're doing.
And you can do that with anything. I don't care if it's a spice. I don't care if it's a new food. I don't care if it's a new restaurant. Sometimes you got to go to a restaurant and you've got to check and see, okay, what is the problem with this restaurant? What is going on?
Why do my numbers always go up when I eat at this place? What is it?
I mean, because when we go into a restaurant, we order a ribeye and a Caesar salad. So in a club soda. So there shouldn't be a whole lot of issues. I'm telling you, it's a huge difference between restaurants for a ribeye. Some of them put brown sugar. Some of them put spray them with orange juice. Some of them, there's just different things. One of them pours some kind of oil that's, I don't even know what's all in it. They don't even know what's all in it because I've asked, kind of thing. So you got to be mindful. If it's anything you're not controlling,
you got to take it with a grain of salt.
You do. And you got to be your own N=1 experiment.
Yep.
I mean,
Yeah, good point. You have to be your own experiment on things.
so many times when people ask a question like that, even in the groups and stuff like that, and without context behind it.
See you later, Mike.
Good to see you, Mike.
Have a
Hope
great
to see you
week.
next week, bud.
Yep.
Get over there in that group and come catch up
Come
with
on
us.
back.
I forget what I was gonna say. I don't know.
I think mine might have been just when I was eating it because honestly, and I for about a month probably, I've been putting allulose in my coffee because
And
I
if it's
watched
working
Dr.
for you,
Boz and Dom, whatever his name is,
right?
Mhm.
and he's doing experiments on it, and they both are like, it'll send your glucose down. I'm like, oh, I'm going to try this.
It does send your glucose down. It does mine too, but
Yeah.
it jacks up my ketone count because my carbs go up.
Well, it doesn't seem to bother my ketones, but and they were
Then-
both like, well, you don't have to count those carbs. So I'm like,
But then you know by tracking that it
That
doesn't
doesn't
affect
affect you.
you, so use it for its benefit.
yeah,
If it's going to benefit you and you're not going to get
Then do it.
the hit from it, use it as a tool.
yeah.
Again, I wouldn't do it every day because you don't want to trigger that sweet tooth or anything like that. But when you want something like that, if you know that one works for you, then absolutely.
Well, that's the allulose takes so much to get a sweet taste. It's not
Yeah,
funny.
because it's not very
I mean,
sweet.
it's just like this is just I don't even taste this. There's no sweet in it from what little bit I put in there, but
Then why put it in? I guess that would be my question. Is
well,
why?
I was trying to see if it would lower my glucose because, Lord knows I need that with all the stupid cortisone shots I've had, but
True.
it has
Okay.
come down, but
Great
Good point.
reasoning.
Yep.
Great point. I
Good
mean,
point.
that's where looking at your tools and using the tools for their benefit is going to work.
But I love that you're tracking and you'll know.
Absolutely.
That's not that isn't something I would guessed on. So if you're tracking and you know it didn't mess you up and you're still getting those DBRs in the 20s,
Rock it out.
you go, girl. So that's awesome.
well, I don't know. I thought I'd try it. When I heard them say that, I was like,
Yeah.
But
Good job.
That's good to try that.
And that's exactly what you got to do with that's all of life. That's across the board.
Angel, are you hearing that?
Does that make
Yeah.
sense to you?
Okay.
Yeah. So it's one of those things, it's a tool, but everything that's different, anything that you reintroduce, you've got to check your body. Just it's the same thing with the heavy cream. Everybody's like, oh, heavy cream fits perfect in my macros. I could use the carb, even if it's one carb. Yeah, but watch what it does to your numbers. And I guarantee you, if I drink heavy cream anytime outside my eating window or later in the evening, my glucose is going to be high first thing tomorrow morning. It's just the way it is, even though it's no big deal.
And that's the way it affects her. So she's just saying, be mindful of things like that.
Yeah.
Because unless you're tracking, you don't know.
So if
What
I put
about what about my my oil if I eat it outside of my eating window?
perfectly, it needs to be in your eating window. But right now, with you trying to get the fats all in you, if it's outside your eating window, that's the least of all evils. That's kind of a fail forward. That's what I was telling you the other night.
I would
It's
gonna
like
say-
sometimes time just goes too fast. Like I'll eat and then I'll get off work and I'm trying to close my eating window earlier, but then I'm like, well, crap. It's 5 o'clock and I've only got like half of my fat. I gotta drink my olive oil. And it's 7 o'clock or something. I'm
The
like,
oil is the least of your worries. So get it in you for right now. We'll clean it up later. We'll get you in a tighter routine later. But right now, you need that fat in you.
And and it might be a circumstance where at some point you don't get all the fat in during the day.
But right now, we don't want that.
Right.
Right now, we want fat prioritized.
Yep.
So you'll get there. But all right. Any questions over there? How are you?
I'm good.
It's quiet. Why isn't nobody talks to us on YouTube?
Nobody talks to us.
Tell us where you're from.
We're gonna have to state that when we start
Right,
instead
I
of
always
an
forget.
hour and a half in the meeting.
A couple things we
Is
do have
Jeff
new.
on YouTube?
No, I don't know.
Jeff, are you over there?
I
If
see
you are-
5 people on there, but nobody will talk to me. So
If you guys are on there, please give us a thumbs up over there. A couple new things we've added. We got the Amazon storefront up and running. We're doing Amazon reviews over on our YouTube channel. So all of those, anything that you can use any of our links for, we appreciate it. That helps us, but give us a thumbs up over there and like the videos and share them out if you can. We appreciate you guys. We love you guys. And we are glad to be back
Great
in this
class
battle with
tonight.
everybody. Yes.
great, not class, but great group tonight.
Great group tonight. So we'll see you guys tomorrow. We will be over in the groups. I'm going to get a post made for that pork belly challenge. I'm going to see how many days, if I can go every day till Thanksgiving, maybe just doing some pork belly and eggs. That's my goal.
Ooh.
So
Man.
pork belly and egg.
You had me at pork belly.
Right?
how many
I gotta
egg
find
yolks
some
do
more. You
you
can't
use?
really find it where I'm at.
I do the 5 ounces of pork belly, and I usually can get away with 2 egg yolks, and I just dip in it, or even 3.
Me,
Yeah,
I
we
get
have
5.
trouble finding pork belly here.
And that's
Really?
all you eat, Tammy.
You have where you at, Clay?
That's all you eat for the whole day.
Kentucky. And
Kentucky?
occasionally we've seen it at Aldi once, and at Meyer another
you-
time.
Do you have a
Do you
butcher?
have any butchers, local butchers?
We do. I haven't tried there, but
Go
Go to the
there.
butcher.
Yeah.
Go to the butcher, say I want a slab of pork belly. Because if they do their own butchering, if they do their own
Bacon or anything.
meat there,
They have
then
pork belly.
they'll have pork
Yeah.
belly.
And again,
Meg-
we were getting big, huge ribeyes that were like $17 a pound. And now we're getting pork belly for $5.49 or something like that a pound. So it's one of those, again, think of the budget that we're saving, the money we're saving coming into the holidays. It's just incentive. It really helps me. It's like, you know what? Just from what I used to spend on those ribeyes, I can go buy Christmas presents or
After
know.
after the
I mean,
first
that's
of the
why
year,
I
I'm getting a
switched to
side of
ground
beef.
beef is because it's as satisfying to me. And I mean, I cook one day a week.
Mhm.
And
That's
well,
the
I
other
may cook bacon another day a week. But yeah, it's saving money. We've saved so much
absolutely.
money.
And money and kitchen time in the kitchen. I think this is the least time in the kitchen. And I love that we can do a deep dive on the kitchen one day a week and clean it up and we're good. I mean, it's neat to see you're not doing that every night of the week and making a big mess. And, I cook and he cleans it up and then
Yep.
I feel bad because I make a greasy mess on everything, but I love being able to do it up ahead and being done. I mean,
Make
really
it
is.
quick.
Yep.
I just want to say hi to Deborah Moore. She's from Sarasota, Florida.
Nice.
And Sarah H says hi over on YouTube. Says thanks. Thank you for
Thanks for
shouting out in the
out
chat.
there. We miss you. Is that our Sarah?
It says Sarah
Yeah,
H.
if it's
Can't
our
tell.
Sarah, I miss you.
Yeah.
Come on in. All right, guys. We love you guys. We see you next week, and we're here if you need anything.
Bye, guys.
Bye.